Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 2 of Waggle That Shit, Smack That Shit. I'm your host, Manolo, coming to you from the Manolo Academy of Golf and Leisure. The simulator ritmo behind me is from our familia at Full Swing, the best in the nasty game. We're going to show you so much about smacking that shit on that right there. But for the next 5 episodes, as we ramp up to Ryder Cup, the nastiest torneo in all of golf, Bethpage Black, they got a sign that says, if you suck, you don't get to play. Like, seriously. But they had to move it because the tees moved up 50 or 60 yards, and it's a whole pendejada for the arena and the seating. But just not a lot of courses say, you're not allowed to play here because you're not good. Maybe listen to Manolo Teaches Golf to get good so you could smack that shit. But for now, in honor of what I believe is the best tournament in all of professional golf, the Ryder Cup, Bethpage Black, USA versus Europa, I'm going to do something. I'm going to read. I know. And a lot of you are thinking, Manolo, have you read anything in your life? I read. I'm educations. You don't read. You swipe up, down, and then if you're feeling some type of way, you swipe left and swipe to the right. Don't be nasty, or do. This, I believe, is the best book ever written on golf. It's Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons. And as you can see, that book is from like the 70s and shit. My grandmother loved my grandfather so many that she found on Golf Digest the whole thing. I'm staring at 4 other books from a collection, but we're not going to get into those. We're going to read this in 5 episodes. So I want you to make, as a matter of fact, if you don't have Manolo wine, even I don't have Manolo wine because it's not here yet, but it's coming. You're going to get Manolo wine soon. But make sure you got Woods and Whiskey. Hey, Charlie! Team 144, 24, that's it. Woods and Whiskey, make sure that's on her all the times. Possibly even make sure you have a Manolo cigar. Ooh, I brought the Carolina Blues out, Go Heels, that's it. I know. I'm going to, all right, kick that shit. 16-6. Ooh, 2-0-2 teams. So exciting. No, but seriously, they're pros and they're nasty, and that's it. We're going to see what's up. Are you looking at that? Make sure the Manolo Cigars is on hand. All of the times, manolocigars.com. But do you see what's up? We've been with Cricket, C-R-I-Q-U-E-T. Is my zipper down? No, it's not. We got the best polos in the game. Boom, 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 nasty. Put the Manolo logo right there. That's it. Make sure you could put it into the clubhouse. You could put it to the restaurante. You could lay out on Sunday just watching or barbecuing or whatever you decide. But the Manolo Polo, it's a nasty ritmo. And Cricket, that's our people. So, manolopolo.com, make sure you got that. It's the holidays and things are coming up. You need to make sure. But, without further ado, I'm going to put this club, because I always got a club in hand, and we're going to begin reading Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons. Open, fool. Damn, fool. You ain't opened that in a long time. All right, check it. Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons. Remember in school, the teachers would sit there. I'm on like a TED Talk right now, except I don't have the headphone and I'm not walking around the stage, but I'm going to read that shit too. One chapter at a time. Oh my God. Look how gangster that is. I'm going to be a hand model too and shit. Like, wait, hold on. How would a hand model do it? Look at that perro's form. I have to have a fan on because there's lights and it's hot. Hold on. Oh. Corre, perro. Corre, perro. Slide that shit. Yeah, He does not go into concussion protocol. Go play. Okay, the foreword, you know the beginning of the book where it's like someone tells you 3 or 4 pages of some shit and you're like, do I, don't I, do it? I'm not gonna. Whether I shoot or shouldn't, I'm not gonna waste your time, even though it's probably not a waste of your time. But you can go online and find Ben Hogan's, the 5, the Modern Fundamentals of the Common Golf or something like that. But here is just called the 5 Lessons. And 3, 2, 1, action. What the flippin' frigidity do you know? The grip. I've been talking about the grip since day 1 of that shit. And he puts it as the first thing. Look at the cover. This vato doesn't even have his entire hand on the club because this move right here, these 2 fingers like that, that's what he's showing you. He's putting it like that. I'm going to read the book. But I'm going to be Manolo the whole time reading that thing, translating, making sure that you layman's terms that. Speaking of layman, Tom Layman, one of the nastiest ever. You didn't know. Nasty perro. I like that guy. Tommy's my guy. Action. Good golf begins with a good grip. He says it, not me. This statement, I realize, packs as much explosive punch as announcing the startling fact that the battery in baseball is composed of a pitcher and a catcher. Moreover, for most golfers, the grip is the drabbest part of the swing. That means you don't give a shit about the grip. You're not even paying attention. You just whatever. This vato in the first 4 sentences, this is going to be legendary. These 5 episodes of Waggle That Shit, Smack That Shit, I'm going to read the whole book and we're going to get to the nitty gritty of what is really going down. This play doesn't mean shit. All right, drive is part of the swing. There's no glamour to it. They see it accomplishing nothing active, nothing decisive. On the other hand, for myself and other serious golfers, by the way, I'm going to put my finger there. Hold on, I've never done this before. Serious other golfers. Ben Hogan was maybe the nastiest to ever smack that shit back in the day. Look that vato up. Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Tiger Who. Is Ben Hodgemine. That vato was a little perro and smacked the shit out of that shit. Hold, please. Using some shit like this. Oh, what? You ever heard the term hit it on the screws? There are literal screws. You see them? Right there on the face of this glove. Mm-hmm. On the screws means, yeah, bro, if you don't hit on the screws, it goes literal nowhere. Oh, you didn't even see that, man. Screws. That's what they were using. And this was the clubs I was building with my grandpappy when I was a little Mexican, when I was doing everything, all that I can. So, let's pay more attention. Technology is helping us out tremendously nowadays. It's the undeniable beauty in the way a fine player sets his hands on the golf club, he says. Walter Hagen, another nasty perro, for instance, had a beautiful grip, delicate at the same time powerful. It always looked to me as if Hagen's hands had been especially designed to fit on the golfing club. Of the younger players today, Jack Burke is another vato, gets his hands on the club very handsomely. This vato writes beautifully. But listen to how I'm reading the words that Ben Hodgen wrote it. Back in, hold your place, don't be nasty, 1957. Copyright 1957. What I don't know. Grandma got this in 1970s or some shit. Look at the gangsterness of this book. I digress. Of the youngster players today, he gets his hands on the clubs handsomely. No doubt a professional golfer's admiration for an impressive grip comes from his knowledge. That far from being a static, still life sort of thing, the grip is the heartbeat of the action of the golfing swing. Thum-thum, thum-thum, thum-thum. Is the heartbeat, what does he say? Of the action of the golfing swing, mine. So you think you're going to slack on your pimping when you grip that shit? It's a commercial, so whatever. You better take pride in the grip. Manolo teaches golf, the academy. If I see you with a chitty, lazy, you don't give two shit of the golfing grip, that's it. Go get another instructions. Logically, it has to be because the player's only contact with the ball is through the club head, and his only direct physical contact with the club is through his hands. What are you gonna do, man? You're gonna smack that shit with your foot? Have you tried to grip a club with your... Come on, man. Some of you might even smack that shit better. Anyways. In the golf swing, the power is originated and generated by the movements of the body. Take care of the body. If you're a big old marrano, whatever, and you decided, that's it, I'm going to let it go, no problems. Mentally, take care of that shit. As the power builds up, it is transferred from the body to the arms. Hold, please. Let me see if I can do this. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm on a solo mission. The camera's on. A golfer's power is originated and generated by the movements of the body. This power is transferred from the player's body to his arms and then to his hands. It multiplications itself enormously with every transfer, like a chain action in physics. You remember physics? Probably not. You skipped that shit because you were playing hooky to go and hook up with your lady. Anyways, it goes from the body to the arms, which in turn transfers it through the hands to the club head, multiplying itself enormously with every transfer, like a chain action in physics, like I just said. Or, to use a more familiar example, think of the children's game of Snap the Whip, where the element at the end of the chain, in golf it's the club head, don't be nasty, is going thousands of times faster than the element which originated the velocity. That may have lost you, it may have confused you, but what we're saying is like, I don't know, think of casting like if you're fishing or something. You got the pole and you got the rope or the lines, and you got a right here, and once it's boom, and then you get that shit. It's like a whole thing. That's what he's speaking when he's talking about that shit. Where are we? Don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it, don't lose it. The chain action depends on a proper grip. With a defective grip, a golfer cannot hold the club securely at the top of the backswing. The club will fly out of control every time. He's basically saying that if you don't have that shit correct, you're getting crazy at the top, which a lot of you are getting crazy at the top. Thus coming across, swiping, slicing, hooking, ducking, just, my God, shooming type of thing. You know what I mean? The grip makes it so you can play better, the bestest, but you gotta pay attention. I'm gonna harp on this, and I don't care how long. Oh my God, the defensive end said to the stiff arm, no, not against me. If the club is not controlled by a proper grip, the power a golfer generates with his body never reaches the club through his hands on the downswing, and the club head cannot be accelerated to its maximum. You got trouble smacking that shit for real? If the grip is not correct, he literally says that it cannot be accelerated to its maximum. You got one life to live, man. We should probably accelerate the club head to the maximum. Not crazy. I'm just saying, like, what do I got? Who am I? What can I do to my maximum? Like every single day you get up and wake up and just in through the nose, out through the mouth. What do I got? Who am I? What type of gangster am I today and always? Maximize every moment. We haven't even got through the second or third paragraph of the grip, you guys and ladies, princesas. My God, forgive me, princesas. I know you're the ones that truly paying attention. Sauvignon Blanc from the Loire Valley in France, the best. Maybe New Zealand. Bro, turn your head the other way, dog. Yeah, I know. If I was the quarterback, I would have said, puta madre, put the head that way. The standard grip, princesas, is the overlapping grip. The overlapping grip. That's an interlock. I don't even know what I look like. I don't care. Overlapping grip. That's where the pinky is overlapping the other ones. That's the left hand. This is the right hand. And if you're lefty, you're crazy. Put a mirror. Push the button that mirrors this. Son of a bitch, I lost my whole page. Overlapping. Hey, man, I overlap it. But that's just Manolo estilo. I'm a nasty perro, and I overlapping just because it feels fantastic. Find it. It has been for over half a century now, ever since Harry Vardon, a nasty perro, popularized it in both Great Britain and here in America. Up to now, we haven't found a grip that promotes as effective a union between the body and the club. Overlap. I mean, if this vato's winning tournament after tournament after tournament, being known as one of the all-time greatest, if not the greatest, to truly smack that shit, maybe pay attention. I mean, listen or no, whatever. I'm just trying to make sure that something from the 50s hits in the 2020s. We have not found a grip that promotes effective union. One of these days, a better one may come along, but until it does, we got to stick with this one. In a good grip, both the hands act as one unit. They can if you grip the club almost correctly, which really means partially incorrectly. To cite the most common illustration, a right-handed player whose left hand naturally is much less powerful than his right. All right, check it out. Whose left hand naturally is much less powerful than the right. You going to squab or what? And let's say like it's not a fight. You're fighting, but it's not a sanctioned fight where you have rounds and shit. You're probably gonna throw your right. I mean, oh yeah, oh jab, 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 whatever, man. He's coming. That's it. What's my hate? It's the right hand. So, boom, block that. If you're a nasty perro, you fight. But if you're not a fighter, you just throw your right all the time. It's not fighting. Take it easy. Everyone needs to take it easy. Honestly, in the world right now, everyone needs to take it easy. I get passionate about the golf. So what we're saying is that the left hand naturally is much less powerful than the right. It kills any chance for a cooperative union of both hands if the right hand is dominant from the start, or if it can assume dominance in the middle of the swing and take the whole swing over, which a ton of swings do. You're so naturally powerful that when you bring the club, yeah, and now we get into learning some shit. Are we? You know what? I'll take a moment. It's a commercial. It's just water, relax. It's all right. Boom. You're just so strong with the right that you're coming across the golf ball and slicing the living shit out of the golfing ball like you own a pizza parlor and just cutting and slicing things off of the world, and it's a disaster and the ball doesn't go anywhere near its potential. It's because you don't have a union with the grip. You're so Street Fighter that you're not Bruce Lee. Holy shit. Come on, man. So one essential then is to ensure yourself a firm two-handed grip is to get your left hand on the club correctly. If you can get just your left hand on the club correctly, then we can work with some shit. Right here, man, the left hand. This is the one that is your wee sissy poos, okay? And the right hand is your gangster. And that's fine. Let him come in and clean up. But you gotta set that shit up. Left hand, man. And right here, like this, there's a pad in your hand, right about there, that you just set that shit in, and then you just, right, and then, but it's, okay, boom, right here. You should be able to just like hook that shit like that. Really important that you get this guy hooked up in there, which I'm sure not a lot of you are doing. That's it. I'm just letting it rip right now. And then, like that. I'll allow Ben Hogan to say it. With the back of your left hand facing the target. So let's pretend the target is you and that's it. Hold on. The back of the left hand facing the target. And the club in the general position it would be in at address. Place the club in the left hand so that one, the shaft is pressed up under the muscular pad that I was telling you. Take it easy. At the inside heel of the palm. And two, the shaft, don't be nasty, also lies directly across the top joint of the forefinger. Remember how I said I was going to read that shit, but I was going to like make it layman's terms for you to understand? I just did that. That's what he said. So the accompanying drawing will clarify for you that, there we go. It's up in there, man. Grab a grip of a golfing club right now. Go run your ass to the garage or moonwalk or whatever and get a grip into that shit. This vato is backflipping. And this vato looks lost. What it is, 16-6, end of the third quarter. Anyways, you will find that whatever subsequent difficulties may arise from the necessary involved language of instruction will be resolved by the drawings. The crook of the forefinger around the shaft, which I showed you, and you will discover that you can lift the club and maintain a fairly firm grip on it by supporting it just with the muscles of that finger and the muscles of the pad of the palm. And again. Oh my God, I almost lost the book. There we go. Here we are. Hook it and crook it. Hook it and crook it, mine. And then, but it's, but that's it right there, man. In there. Oh my God, you can now truly smack that shit, man. So anyways, let's get to the next part. Backwards books. Now just close the left hand, close the fingers before you close the thumb, and the club will be just where it should be. Is everyone having the time of their life right now? Understanding the puto grip? You gotta grip that shit, man. There it is. Left hand only. We gotta get way back. Your grip is all funky. You swore like I was gonna do it on live television. Come on, man. Peculiar commercial for sure, Federal Express. Put some clothes on. To gain a real acquaintance with this preparatory guide to correct gripping, I would suggest practicing it 5 or 10 minutes a day for a week until it becomes second nature. I mean, I'm going to repeat that. I would suggest practicing it 5 or 10 minutes a day for a week until it becomes second nature. Is there anything you do 5 or 10 minutes a day in the week that you could substitute the grip if you want to be nastier? I mean, I'm thinking it's 5 shots. Can't go. Oh, Beth Page Black course next week at NBC USA on Peacock. Ryder Cup 2020. Oh my God, we're going to that shit. I'm going to that. I have to. You have to. Beth Page Black. Oh, they're showing an aerial view. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Oh, you're in for a treat this weekend. When a golfer has completed his left hand grip, the V formed by the thumb and forefinger should point to his right eye. Okay. So what he's ducking, son of a bitch. I have to move. Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. The V of the thumb and the forefinger. Okay, right here. This guy is what he speaks. Should point to the right eye. So if you're a little bit like stupid, goes to the left eye. If you are too crazy, like I'm a crazy lunatic, it's going like over here. Just point a perro at the right eye while putting it into the little hooker and the hooker, and then you wrap her. And God, I really hope that you could see this. And this one, right eye. And from there, honestly, truly, I'm gonna keep reading, and we're gonna do this from right there, man. Oh, that's it. Golf from here, man. Now you got a grip in the left hand, which is your sissy boots. You don't even fight with him. Wait till we get into the nitty gritty of that guy. Smack that shit. Hold, please. 2nd and 10. Yeah. Bring him emotions. Oh, that's too many emotions. No? Just no? Anyways, run the ball, man. The main pressure points are in the last 3 fingers, with the forefinger and the palm pad adding assisting pressure. In the completed grip, the main pressure points are the last 3 fingers, with the forefinger and the palm pad adding assisting pressure. The 3 fingers press up, the pad presses down, and the shaft is locked in between. Keeping pressure on the shaft with the palm pad does 3 things. Whoa. No. It strengthens the left arm throughout the swing. Very important. At the top of the backswing, the pressure from this pad prevents the club from slipping from the player's grasp, and it acts as a firm reinforcement at impact. So basically, when you get that thing locked and nasty in there, you get up to the top of your backswing and you're set. The club isn't going crazy. And I see so many clubs at the top like you a magic flipping mountain, man. You want to go to Knott's Berry Farm? You want to go to Disneyland? I don't care where you go. You're on a roller coaster and that vato, the second in one swing I see that you have a weak chili left, it's like, probably not much to worry about with this perro. Because they have a weak chili left. Make sure that your left is so nasty to get the thing started, man. Just really focus on that, man. So, check it out. The pressure we're speaking of should be active. It's the kind of pressure that makes your hand feel alive and ready for action. You don't go... Excuse me. You don't go out with a weak left. No, you go out with both guns blazing. You should feel alive and ready for action. Some golfers grab hold of a club so ferociously, they look like they're going to twist the grip right off it. I mean, like, I see some people, princesas, perros. It's like, what's with the death grip, dog? What's going on at home? How's work? Traffic really bad? You had a shitty flight? Too much turbulence? Why are you death gripping? That's not it, man. They grab it so tight that it looks like they're going to grip and rip the grip right off it. There's no need for overdoing the strength of your grip. In fact, there's a positive harm to it, he says. You automatically tighten the cords in the left arm and render it so stiff, and in certain actions of life, that's fantastic and necessary. But it's so deaf that it's unable to hear your requests, that when you give it a muscular response, when you start your swing, it's like, I don't get it, man. You're gripping this thing so tight that what I want to do, I can't do because you're freaking me out, man. You shut me off right here. So like, wow, take it easy. Everyone needs to take it easy. Too tight a grip will also immobilize your wrist. A secure, alive, and comfortable grip is what you want for. As the weighted club head is swung back, your fingers instinctively tighten their grasp on the shaft. So enough of this crazy, aggressive, take it easy, man. Relax, man. Put it in there. The hands and the fingers is gonna do what they need to do while you're ripping into impact in the back of the golfing ball. But it's not death gripping like you're gonna rip that shit off, man. Look at this vato. He's so calm and shit. Take it easy. There you go. You're never gonna read this book. Papi, you gotta catch that, bro. And then you got hurt. Oh shit, you did get hurt. Page 24. The grip of the right hand. Since it is the hand that does the overlapping, it's a little more complicated. Because think about it. You gotta like do some shit. The left, that's it, and that's it. And you're in, and that's it. If setting up a strong, correct left hand is only one half of the job of establishing a one-unit grip means that, like we spoke, is that a fumble? That means that these hands are working in unison. They work together. It's teamwork. The other half is getting your right hand in a position to perform its share of the work, but no more than its equal share. So, like, you're not trying to do too much, man. It's like you got the chef, you got the sous chef, and you like putting it and doing it, and it's a dance. It's a symphony. No one takes too much. It's the same thing. This means, in effect, subduing the natural tendency of the right forefinger and thumb to take charge. You see that? The thumb and the forefinger likes to take control. It's like, hey, man, sure you played a lot of Nintendo. And yeah, you were a badass at NBA Jam and Mortal Kombat and Super Mario Brothers or whatever, Mario Kart. Fine. But you gotta relax, man. This is like a unique battle. These two guys. That's what he's saying. Subduing the natural tendency of the right forefinger and thumb to take charge. If they do take too much charge, they'll ruin you. The pincer fingers, the finger and thumb, the forefinger and thumb, perdóname, are wonderful for performing countless tasks in daily living, such as, wow, everyone, opening doors, don't be nasty, and picking up coffee cups, but they're no good at all in helping you to build a good grip and a good swing. The explanation behind this is that the muscles of the right forefinger and thumb connect with a very powerful set of muscles I'm looking here that run along the outside of the right arm and elbow to the right shoulder. These guys right here are doing some crazy shit all up and down here on some shit. Okay? If you work the tips of the thumb and forefinger together and apply any considerable amount of pressure, you will automatically activate those muscles of the right arm and shoulder, and those are not the muscles you want to use in the golf swing. I'm going to do this whole episode with water. But when we finish, oh, shotgun bang, give it to the guy. Oh, corre, perro. That's a good running back. I like that guy. Pop, 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 pop. Boom, 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 boom. You do not want to use them. Because remember in the beginning we talked about if it's just too much. You can't get that. You need to leave these perros relaxed. Wait till we get to short game shit with it. Then we can talk. But for now, here, mine. Using them is what breeds so many golfers who never swing with both hands working together, who lurch back and then lurch into the ball. All right arm, all right shoulder, all wrong. How many percentages of the humanities that is watching this right now is that person and had no friggin' idea that these two fingers right here were allowing this to connect to that, to connect to this, to coming over the top, and that has been your golfing life forever. We haven't even gotten through a couple, 3 pages of the modern fundamentals of the golfing swing by Ben Hogan. Yet you've learned so much. You want to pour yourself another? You want to light another, or are you still good? To obtain the proper grip with the right hand, hold it somewhat extended, with the palm facing your target. Now, your left hand is already correctly affixed. Place the club in your right hand so that the shaft lies across the top joint of the forefingers and definitely below the palm. Do we see? Right there, man. Relax these fools, okay? You're not Billy the Kid. You're certainly not Clint Eastwood. You are not shooting nobody. Please relax. Take it easy. It's these guys. All right, we're gonna do it. It's important. Mega, super, psycho, importante. I don't care if you watch this over and over and over, or don't watch it. One time, get your grip to grip the golfing club the right way. Because, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to let him say it. You've seen the drawing. The right hand grip is a finger grip. The two fingers which should apply most of the pressure are the two middle fingers. These are the guys that apply the most pressure. Yet everybody's using the thumbs and the forefingers because that's what you use for everything in life. You're picking shit up and you're putting shit down and you're grabbing things and doing it. It's natural. It's not your fault. Golf is different. Get up in here. Figure out the ring finger and the middle finger. A lot of you knows how to use the middle finger. As we've mentioned, the forefinger shouldn't be allowed to become too forceful. As for the little finger, it slides up and over the forefinger of the left hand and locks itself securely in the groove between the left forefinger and the big finger. Between the left forefinger and the big finger. Oh, what do you know? Right there. Boom. Oh my God, man. I've been gripping a club, man. My granddaddy taught me that shit, man. I was an interlocker. You can do that too, fine. But I'm for sure an overlapper now. Just something about it. And once you grip that thing, man, it shows you how to smack that shit in a way that I can't even explain. I want to. I wish I could. But you gotta do the work, man. You gotta rip the golfing balls. You gotta smack that shit. With the club firmly in the four fingers. With the club held firmly in the fingers of your right hand, simply fold your right hand over your left thumb, which I just showed you. That is how I like to think of it. When you folded the right hand over, the right thumb should ride down the left side of the shaft slightly. So nasty. Here you go. It's a commercial. Right there, man. Right there. Down the right side of the shaft. Okay? Just kind of right. It's centered, but remember, this thing is pointing at the right eye. Okay? If there's one major consideration to keep, it's the uppermost of your mind about the right hand is that the club must be in the fingers and not the palm. I'll get on tee boxes. I've been on tee boxes my whole life, man. And I'll see perros y princesas, and they got it. It's in the palms, man. Like, what do you do in the palms? I was a waiter, and I would carry shit on my palm. For sure I would. I was nasty, too. I was always, like, going to the table being very nasty and that's it. But golf is in the fingers, man. Get that shit. Play that shit. It's in the palms. Although the left hand is in here like that. Hold on. Fine. But I'm not like in the palm. I'm in the groove. I'm in the nuke of that shit. Finger that shit. Don't be nasty. Come on. Everybody needs to take this. That's the major consideration, is that the right hand, the clubs are in the fingers, not the palm. And in order to get a check on the ball with backspin, or to cut the ball up with a nice underspin, and do many other things with the golfing ball, the ball must be hit sharp and crisp. And you can achieve this only if the club is in the fingers of the right hand. I repeat, if you want to put some check on that shit, you want to spin that shit, you want to really do some nastiness when you're around the green, the ball must be hit sharp and crisp and can only be achieved if the club is in the fingers of the right hand. Get him in the fingers. I want you to light a cigar and pour yourself a whiskey and watch this episode over all of them, because nothing matters in episode 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s as we get through the 5 fundamentals of the modern golfing swing if you don't do this right. A word more about the little finger of the right hand. While it has been approved practice for quite some time to let the little finger ride sort of piggyback on top of the left forefinger, I'd really advise you to hook that little finger in the groove between the forefinger and the big finger. It helps to keep the hands from slipping apart. It also gives me the good feeling that my hands are knitted vigorously together. So this Vato talks about that shit being really connected and nasty, and that's it. And you want to have a matrimonio, like it's a really good marriage. Like these two guys, that's the queen of the castle and that's the king of the castle. They get along so good. Sacta perro. Oh, terrible. You want it to be like a marriage, like boom, that's it, and boom, that's it, and boom, that's it. Oh, the kids are going to bed and I'm cleaning the kitchen. Or vice versa, and then we sit down and watch our show and then make another kid. Anyways. That's there. Right there. Right there. Just I know. You might be thinking, what in the alien talk are you speak, Manolit? Lay that thing in the crook right there. Perro, catch, go, bro. That was a really good play. Right there. Continue. Excuse me. Okay. Backwards book. A word further about the thumb area of the right hand to promote a right hand grip that is strong where it should be strong, and which will then more than offset the dangerous tendency to let the tips of the thumb and forefinger work like a pincher. I recommend the golfer reader, that's you, to cultivate the following habit. School yourself when you're taking your grip so that the thumb and the adjoining part of the hand across the V, the part that is the upper extension of the forefingers, right here, this thing right here. Will you relax, dog? You're all rambunctious. Right here. That's what he's saying. You need to let the tips of the thumb and forefinger work like a pincher. You need to cultivate the following. No, perdóname, excuse me. No. When you're taking your grip so that the thumb and the adjoining part of the hand across the V, you need to make them like Siamese twins. Okay. Which means that right there. This is not over here on its own and over here. It's like Siamese twins. They are that shit right there. Keep them pressed together as you begin to affix your grip and maintain this airtight pressure between them when you fold the right hand over the left thumb. In this connection, I like to feel that the knuckle on the back of my right hand above the forefinger is pressing to the left toward my target. So this is your forefinger. That is your middle finger. You want that this knuckle right here. Hey, he wrote it. I'm just translating it. Once you get the Siamese twin situation, and now you have this knuckle, that thing rides kind of on top of the shaft of the club. Yes, that's what he says. So, in this connection, I like to feel the knuckle in the back of my right hand and above the forefinger is pressing to the left towards my target. It almost rides on top of the shaft. I know that then the club has to be in my fingers. Furthermore, when you fold the right hand over the left thumb, and there's a lot left to fold over, nice, the left thumb will fit perfectly in the cup formed in the palm of your folded right hand. They fit together like pieces in a jigsaw puzzle. Feast your eyes on my hand modeling skills here. Did you catch that? Check it. No, nope. That hit the ground like a mother. Watch, look at. I'm doing the reading for you. You don't even have to read. You just have to pay attention. That's it. That's it right there. And on top, I'm gonna demonstration that shit. Allow me to demonstration. God bless America. Come on. Him. No chance that works. Boom. Right there, man. Look at that. So this nickel, a lot of you are down here. You can't even see that shit. Okay, whatever. I'm just reading you a way to get a really good grip by a really nasty perro who used to smack that shit, the best of anyone that ever did it, and won a ton. What rhymes with ton? Won a ton. Did you just make the greatest throw ever? He caught the puto ball and he raised his hand on the goal line. Nasty perro. Wow. Oh, you're getting totally bodied too. That is all universe, bro. Can you see what I see? Do you see the words that is coming out of my mouth? The knuckle is toward the target. I'm smacking that shit that way, okay? Boom, that way. And what he says is the knuckle is like, come on. I'm just making you have a fantastic grip, man. Because in order to smack that shit, you got to have a nasty grip. In order to smack that shit, you got to have a nasty grip. Oh my God. When we're done with this, I'm going to cut that thing on and I'm going to hit 100-yard shots. True story. That's it. This game is over on that throw. Well played, boys. Now, that V that I was showing you points to the chin. Right here, just straight up to the chin. So the V from this hand is to the right eye. The V from this hand is to the chin. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. There you go. I honestly don't even need to read truly anymore other than you will fall right into it. Being painstaking about learning to grip rewards you 1,000 times over once you have mastered a correct grip. And assuming your stance and posture are also correct, we'll get into that. You can practically forget about what the hands will be doing or what they have to do during the swing. They will take care of themselves. The reason for this is that the correct grip brings into play the correct muscles of your arms and your body. I've shown you now the grip. I've read the chapter on the grip. You got the V that points to the eye. You have the V that points to the shin, and it will reward you 1,000 times over by being painstaking about learning the grip. Hold on, where's my favorite quote or some shit like? I'll find it. I would like to support these points, if I may, with a chunk of autobiography. For if any golfer ever ran the whole gamut of grips like this perro did, he chose and decided to figure out every grip. He was born lefty. That was the normal way for him to do shit. He was forced to switch over to do things right-handed because when he was a boy, he started golfing as a lefty. Because the first club he ever came in possession of was an old 5-iron, was a left-handed stick. He had a lefty 5-iron. Who knows where he got that shit back in his days in the 40s or whatever. He stopped being a left-handed golfer for what might be termed local commercial conditions because the boys in his hometown of Fort Worth used to buy their golf clubs at $1 per club at a 5 and dime store, like a 99-cent store. And there simply was never any left-handed equipment. He had one club, and the only club they could find were right-handed clubs. It was weird. It was like, all right. But then it was like, well, you have 13 more clubs than I do. You're going to whoop my ass. I can't do it all with this lefty 5-iron. So he finally arrived at the overlapping grip, and he was working then at a golf shop in Glen Garden Club, and then he copied the grip of Ted Longworth, the pro, and recognized quickly that this was the best of all grips. And once he was persuaded that it took him only a short time to familiarize himself with the grip. He's a nasty perro. Okay? You have children, you have jobs, you have wives, you have lives, you do not have a ton of time. But what you can honestly do, if you want to get nastier at the game of golf, is work your grip. Watch this shit on repeat. Read the book. Do your thing. 30 minutes of daily practice on the grip, learning these next fundamentals will then be twice as easy and twice as valuable. He wants to stress again that intelligent application is required to learn the golf swing, but how self-rewarding the application is. The average golfer will finally learn how to put all the elements of the swing together. He'll be able to repeat, and I'll add that, princesas, will be able to repeat that swing and to hit shots that have the same basic character as a professional because he'll be using the same method a pro does. He may not be as long as a pro, don't be nasty, or as accurate, but don't be nasty. He will be long and straight, and he'll be hitting correctly executed golf shots with real character to them. That's something a lot of people have never experienced. Are you one of them peoples that have never experienced being long and accurate? Come on, man. You can. I'm reading this on purpose. I'm taking time out of my life to truly Manolo Teaches Golf to bring to light what I believe is the greatest book ever written on the modern golfing swing or the golfing swing, period. This perro knew shit on a level that not a lot of people knew. And that's why he won a lot. And that's why I'm bringing it to your life. Okay? Now, my grandpappy, he taught me a ton about the game of golf. And where he got it from, how he get it, I don't care. But my granddaddy was the greatest man that I ever knew in my life. And I chose to go down the path of learning and being a historian and being a super nasty perro, respecting this thing at the highest level. So what I want you to say is that if this perro is finding out things and putting it to the test and winning, might want to be something you listen to. So it is my duty to help you, to show you. So get your hands on a grip of a golfing club and put them on there the correct way so you can experience that which a lot of people have not experienced. He cannot emphasize this point too strongly. Once the average golfer is properly started in the correct method of hitting the golfing ball, he will begin to improve, she and he, and to feel that improvement. Gradually find that he's able to hit fine full shots, to hit the ball high, low, draw it, fade it, sand shots, recoveries, half shots, little shots, tall shots, big shots. I added that shit. All this without changing his swing. The swing itself is what gives you this feel for managing the full variety of golfing shots. If his grip or her grip is correct, the club will be held perfectly under control at the top of the backswing. You can carry 200 yards of water. The strategy implicit on every good golf hole will appeal to him or her. It will not freak you out. You'll understand why the tree is there. You will understand why the sand traps are over there. You will see why the fairway narrows where it is. In short, you will absorb the spirit of the game. We are done with the chapter, as you can see. When you hit a poor shot and you have a difficult recovery shot, you'll respond with, you know what, that's it. Okay, I get it. I see why. I can do that. That's what golf is. That's why it's there. You have a recovery shot. It's a difficult extra shot. Well, in order to make up for your error, you have to smack that shit. And if there's a small opening to the green, you'll respond to that challenge. You will feel this way because in golf, you will know that you have essentially correct repeating swing that you can, with moderate concentration, produce the shot that is called for. If you can grip the freaking golfing club correctly. Now you will make errors because you're human, but you will be a golfer. And the game will be a source of ever increasing pleasure for you. That's what he wrote on the grid. Did I omit some shit? For sure. We don't have all the time in the world, but I put it to where you knew it, you get it, and you understand what we're doing here. Next, we'll get to the stance and posture, in which is something that I will do actually standing and posturing right here while smacking that shit. But for now, chapter 1. Ben Hogan's 5 lessons. Let's do a quick little recap because that's how I think you teach or whatever. I don't know. It's not like I'm a pro teacher. I'm a nasty perro. And I love to choke. In there. Get it. Overlap it or interlock it, whichever you like. Those are the two. And then get this knuckle over on top. I don't care what nobody says. Get it like that. And let's start gripping the golfing club correctly. Once we get into the nitty-nasty of the rest of this book, all of this is going to make sense. But like I said, if not the all-time nastiest perro, truly, to smack that shit, is talking about this and put himself through the wipeout gamut of what works, what doesn't, and put it into competition and said, oh, well, I can do that. Well, guess what? That perro says, so can you. So what we do at the Manolo Academy of Golf and Leisure is we make sure that you have the ability in your heart and in your soul and in your mind to realize that, yes, you can. Just listen and grow and mature and be a better person than you were before you saw what it is that we're doing. And this right here from Full Swing is going to allow us to do it at any time we want at the Manolo Academy of Golf and Leisure. So make sure you get a Manolo Cricket Polo, manolopolo.com. The Manolo wine is coming. manolocigars.com. Have your cigars on hand. Take care of the familia. Love your lady. Respect your lady. And be the greatest mother or father that you can possibly be to the children because they need you so much to show them and guide them in a way that, boy, do they need with this crazy world we live in. So on that note, God bless each and every one of you. In nomine Patri et Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Until the next episode, it's not going to be till we're done with Ryder Cup because we're out of here. We got to go and represent the game of golf at its highest level, which is the Ryder Cup USA versus Europa. Week 3 of football is basically over. Some teams are 0-3. Some teams are 3-0. Things are happening. We're watching it. Football season in America is a real, true deal thing. So wherever you are in the world, truly, God bless you. Keep watching. Can't wait to show you more of what it is to waggle that shit, smack that shit. I'm Manolo, your host, coming to you from the Manolo Academy of Golf and Leisure. And for the time being, that's it. Smack that shit.